guided story meditation for Recumbent 8. Tonight, I'm not going to ask you to imagine a perfect version of yourself. I'm simply going to ask you to take a walk. A walk you've been preparing for your entire life. So, allow your feet to rest comfortably on the floor. Take a slow breath in and slowly let it go. Again, breathing in and breathing out. There is nowhere else you need to be. Nothing to fix, nothing to prove. Only this moment. As your breathing slows, the room begins to fade. Not disappear, simply become quieter. The sounds around you drift into the distance until they're replaced by something else. Wind, moving gently through tall pine trees. You open your eyes and discover you're standing at the edge of an ancient forest. The air smells like cedar, fresh earth, moss, and rain that fell sometime earlier today. The ground beneath your boots is soft. Fern leaves brush your ankles. Tiny mushrooms peek from fallen logs. Fireflies drift lazily between the trees like tiny floating stars. Everything here feels old, safe, as though this forest has been waiting for you. Then, far ahead, you notice it. A single golden light. Not bright, not blinding, just enough. The light gently sways, back and forth, as though someone is walking with it. As it comes closer, you recognize the familiar figure, the hermit. He doesn't ask questions. He doesn't judge. He doesn't tell you what you've done wrong. He simply smiles, raises his lantern, and quietly turns down the path. Without saying a word, you know you're meant to follow. Each step feels easier than the last. The weight you've been carrying begins to settle into the earth instead of your shoulders. The trees become larger, older. Some have stood here hundreds of years. If they could speak, imagine the stories they could tell. Storms survived, lightning endured, winters that seemed endless. Yet, they're still standing. Maybe you've survived more than you give yourself credit for too. Soon, you hear water. A quiet stream appears beside the trail, crystal clear, moving gently around smooth stones. The hermit pauses beside an old stone bridge. Before crossing, he lifts the lantern toward the water. As you look into the stream, you're surprised. You don't see your reflection. You see moments, pieces of your life, a childhood laugh, a broken heart, a celebration, a goodbye, a mistake, a victory. Every moment flows past like leaves carried downstream. None of them stay forever. Neither will this one. Cross the bridge, one slow step at a time. When you reach the other side, the forest opens into a wide clearing. Standing in its center is the largest oak tree you've ever seen. Its branches stretch towards the stars. Its roots disappear deep into the earth. You immediately understand. This tree has witnessed generations. It remembers stories no one else does. The hermit kneels beneath the tree. Waiting there is something wrapped in soft, moss-covered cloth. A simple drawstring bag. He carefully places it into your hands. He finally speaks. Only one sentence. You've been carrying this all along. You hold the bag. It feels surprisingly heavy. Not because of what's inside, but because of everything you've carried alone. There are memories inside, conversations, people, versions of yourself, dreams, losses, moments you wish had happened differently. The hermit gently nods. He's not asking you to empty the bag, only to look inside. When you're ready, untie the cord. One object rises from the bag. Not everything. Only one. Whatever appears is exactly what your heart is ready to visit today. Maybe it's a photograph. Maybe it's a feather. A stone. A key. A letter. Or perhaps it's simply a feeling. Allow it to become clear. Notice what comes, without forcing it, without chasing it. As you hold it, the forest around you changes. You aren't watching a memory anymore. You're standing beside it. Your younger self is there, exactly as they were. Notice them. Really notice them. Their posture, their expression, their eyes. They look at you, not with fear, but with curiosity, as though they've been hoping you'd visit. Walk over slowly. Sit beside them. No lectures, no fixing, no shame. Simply be with them. Ask them, what did you need that day? Then wait. Perhaps they answer. Perhaps they don't. Both are okay. Now ask, what have you been trying to protect me from all these years? Listen. The answer may surprise you. Now reach into your pocket. Discover something that wasn't there before. A tiny lantern. This light looks exactly like the hermit's. Place it into your younger self's hands. Watch their face soften. They're no longer standing in darkness. Neither are you. The younger version of you smiles, then reaches into their pocket. They hand you something. Not pain, not guilt, a gift. Perhaps courage, compassion, forgiveness, boundaries, hope, whatever it is, receive it. This is a treasure hidden inside the memory. This is why you came. Place that gift gently back into your time bag. Notice something. Bag feels lighter, not because the past disappeared, because you've stopped carrying it alone. The hermit stands once more. The lantern glows brighter now, not because the forest changed, because you did. He smiles, then says, "The journey was never about changing yesterday. It was about changing the way you carry it." Together, you begin walking home. Across the bridge, beside the stream, through the ancient pines, back toward the place where this journey began. You notice something remarkable. The lantern isn't in the hermit's hands anymore. It's in yours. He was never meant to carry your light forever. Only long enough for you to remember it was always yours. Take one final deep breath. Feel the chair beneath you. Feel the floor supporting your feet. Bring the forest with you. Bring the oak with you. Bring the time bag with you. Not as a sack of burdens, but as a satchel of wisdom. And as we begin Recovenant 8, may we become willing not only to make amends with others, but to walk beside every version of ourselves with compassion. Welcome home.